heart of a vast savanna, where the red earth cracked under the dry season sun and baobab trees rose like watchful elders, lay the village of Ajao. The village was surrounded by tall elephant grasses and dotted with round mud huts roofed with thatch. Life moved to the rhythm of drums, cockcrow, and the call of women pounding yam in wooden mortars. Ajao was known for its fertile farmlands and strong warriors, but it carried a hidden curse. Every generation, whispers told of a calabash sealed with forbidden secrets, a calabash no mortal hand was meant to open. The elders said the calabash was buried deep within the grove of Oroko, guarded by spirits older than memory itself. But like the rustle of leaves in the harmattan wind, curiosity always found ears to whisper into. Among those ears was Adama, the only daughter of Mama Tay, a girl whose restless spirit often drew her to the edges of the forbidden grove. One moonlit night, while the village prepared for the Festival of Drums, Adama wandered near the grove. The air was heavy with night jasmine and cricket sang. Suddenly, a strange melody floated through the trees. It was not the drumming of men, but the haunting hum of a woman, low and sorrowful. Adama froze. Her grandmother had once warned, when the spirits sing, children must close their ears. But Adama's curiosity held her still. Through the leaves, she glimpsed something impossible, a tall, glowing woman, her body flowing like a river, holding a calabash close to her chest. The spirit sang, "The calabash holds what must not be told. Break it, and blood will flood the fold." Adama gasped. The woman turned, eyes glowing like moonlight, and the song ceased. "Child of Ajao," the spirit's voice rippled like water. "Your eyes are too bold." Adama stumbled back, terrified, but the spirit only melted into mist, leaving behind a chilling silence. That night, Adama could not sleep. The vision of the calabash haunted her dreams. What was inside? Why must it never be opened? The next day, Adama went to see Baba Olu, the oldest elder of Ajao. His hut smelled of dried herbs and old wisdom. Chickens scratched at the ground outside while he sat on a carved stool, tracing lines in the dust with a stick. Adama told him what she had seen. The old man's eyes darkened. Iyemoja has revealed herself to you. That is not a blessing, child. It is a test." "What test?" Adama asked, heart racing. Baba Olu sighed. "Long ago, our ancestors wronged the river spirit. To seal her wrath, they trapped their darkest secrets in a calabash, hidden in Oroko Grove. If it is opened, the sins of our fathers will rise, and the village will drown. Not in water, but in shame and blood." "But what secrets?" Adama pressed. The old man's gaze pierced hers. "Some truths are heavier than lies. Leave them buried, Adama. If you stir what sleeps, you will wake more than you can fight." But his warning only deepened Adama's obsession. That evening, while helping her mother at the market, Adama heard laughter. She turned to see Ajani, the trickster, balancing a tray of kola nuts on his head while juggling cowries with his hands. He caught her staring and grinned. Beautiful Adama, your eyes are too sharp. They pierce like spears. What burden are you carrying?" Adama ignored him, but Ajani followed, whispering, "I know what you saw in the grove. Spirits are not as secretive as they think." Her breath caught. You know?" Ajani chuckled. "I know many things, and I know where the calabash sleeps." Adama's heart thundered. She wanted to walk away, but Ajani's voice coiled around her like a snake. "Wouldn't you like to see? Just once? To know what power hides in that gourd?" Adama said nothing, but that night his words echoed louder than Baba Olu's warning. 2 days later, during the festival, the Oba Adekunle sat on his carved throne under a canopy of palm fronds, adorned in leopard skin and ivory beads. The air pulsed with drums as masked dancers twirled. Suddenly, a messenger ran forward, breathless. "Kabiyisi, hunters have returned from the forest with troubling signs. The ground near Oroko Grove shakes, and the river runs red." The crowd gasped. Baba Olu limped forward. "It has begun. Someone has stirred the spirits." Adama felt a cold shiver crawl down her spine. She said nothing, but her silence weighed heavy. The Oba commanded, "At dawn, we shall send men to Oroko. Whoever is guilty must confess, or the gods will judge us all." That night, unable to resist, Adama followed Ajani. The trickster led her under the cloak of darkness, through thick elephant grass, into Oroko Grove. The trees there whispered as if alive, their branches gnarled into claw-like hands. In the center stood a mound covered in cowrie shells and palm fronds. At its peak lay a calabash bound with red cloth and sealed with white chalk markings. Adama's breath caught. Ajani smiled slyly. "See? Not so frightening. Just a calabash." "It is forbidden," Adama whispered. Ajani crouched beside it. "Forbidden things hide the sweetest fruits. Do you not want to taste?" Adama's hands trembled. She knew Baba Olu's warning, yet the pull was unbearable. She reached out. Suddenly, a wind roared through the grove. The calabash shook violently. A crack appeared on its surface. Ajani leaped back, laughing. "Ah, the secrets awaken." From the broken gourd, black smoke rose, swirling into the night sky. Shapes formed, faces twisted in pain, warriors screaming, children crying. The air filled with voices. Murderers, traitors, oath-breakers. Adama screamed. The grove erupted with shrieks as shadowy figures darted between trees. The next morning, the village awoke to chaos. Crops withered overnight, goats refused to bleat, and the river carried dead fish. Worst of all, children began falling sick with fevers no herbs could cure. The Oba summoned the elders. Baba Olu's voice trembled. "The calabash has been broken. The sins of our fathers are free." "What sins?" the king demanded. Baba Olu's eyes filled with sorrow. "Our ancestors betrayed Iyemoja. They sacrificed innocents to win wars, drowned prisoners in her waters, and buried their guilt in that calabash. Now their crimes return to us." The villagers wailed. "Efunsitan," the gossip hissed. "Who brought this upon us?" Her sharp eyes darted toward Adama. But Adama lowered her gaze, guilt gnawing her heart. That night, Adama returned to the riverbank alone. She knelt in the sand, weeping. "Iyemoja, great mother, forgive me. I was foolish. Tell me what to do." The river rippled, and the spirit rose, towering, her gown of water shimmering under the moon. "You broke the seal, child. To restore balance, a life must be given, willingly. Either the guilty must sacrifice themselves, or your village will drown in its own sins." Adama sobbed. "Take me, then. I was the one." The spirit's eyes softened. "Bravery flows in you, but your blood alone cannot cleanse what was born of many. You must gather the truth, bring it before your people, and let them choose whether to atone or perish." With Baba Olu's help, Adama uncovered the buried past. The ancestors of Ajao had once allied with Iyemoja, but in their hunger for power, they betrayed her, slaughtering captives and casting their bodies into her river. To silence her wrath, they sealed their deeds in the calabash, binding their children to secrecy. Now exposed, the shadows of those victims haunted the land. At the village square, Adama stood trembling before the crowd. "It was I who broke the calabash," she confessed. Gasps filled the air. "But I alone am not guilty. Our ancestors hid their shame, and we live under their curse. If we wish to survive, we must confess, atone, and beg Iyemoja's mercy together." The Oba's face was grave. "And if we refuse?" Adama raised her head. "Then the river will claim us all." The people wept, but slowly, one by one, they came forward. Elders spoke of family secrets long hidden, betrayals, lies, greed. Hunters laid down charms they had stolen. Mothers admitted to jealousy, and curses whispered in anger. The square became heavy with confessions, like a wound bleeding at last. Iyemoja rose again, listening. Her eyes glistened like tides. "You have spoken, but words without sacrifice are hollow. One life must still be given." A hush fell. Then, to everyone's shock, Ajani, the trickster, stepped forward. His sly smile was gone. It was I who tempted her. I pushed her hand. Let my life pay the debt. Before anyone could stop him, he walked into the river. The water rose around him, swallowed him whole, and then grew calm. Iyemoja's voice echoed. The balance is restored. Remember, truth buried will always find a way to rise. Guard your hearts, for they are calabashes of their own. The sickness lifted. The river cleared. Crops grew green again. Adama became known as the keeper of truths, a girl who bore the weight of her people's sins but found courage to face them. Baba Olu lived to see peace return, though his warning forever echoed. Some truths are heavier than lies. As for Ajani, some said his spirit still lingered at the edge of the river, laughing whenever children dared the grove, reminding all that curiosity, like a trickster, can lead to ruin or redemption.